Have you ever admired a beautifully minimalist home in a design magazine? One with clean lines, a carefully limited color palette, and just a few striking plants that somehow look more intentional than an entire greenhouse worth of clutter. And wondered exactly which plants actually make that restrained, sophisticated look possible. Succulents are genuinely perfect for minimalist interior design. And today we are going to walk through exactly which varieties work best for this particular aesthetic, along with the styling principles, placement, scale, and container choices that separate a genuinely minimalist plant display from simply a small, sparse collection of random houseplants. Minimalist design fundamentally values negative space, clean geometric lines, and a restrained, carefully considered color palette over abundance and visual busyness. And succulents happen to embody these exact same principles as living plants in a way that few other plant categories genuinely can, where a lush, leafy tropical plant collection reads as abundant and jungle-like. A carefully chosen handful of architectural succulents reads as sculptural and intentional. Each individual plant given genuine visual room to breathe rather than competing for attention within a crowded, busy grouping. This is precisely why succulents appear so consistently in minimalist interior photography and architectural showcase homes. Their inherently structural, geometric forms already do half the design work before you have even chosen a container or decided on placement. Snake plant, now often reclassified botanically as Dracaena trifasciata, though still commonly sold under its older name Sansevieria, might be the single most naturally minimalist houseplant available today. And this is not a coincidence given how frequently it appears in modern architectural and interior design photography. Its rigid, upright, sword-like leaves create clean vertical lines that echo the architectural language of a minimalist space. And a single specimen positioned in a simple geometric planter, without any additional plants competing for attention nearby, makes a genuinely striking sculptural statement, precisely because of how much negative space surrounds it rather than despite that empty space. Several taller cultivars grow well past 3 feet in height, offering genuine vertical presence in a room with high ceilings, while more compact varieties suit a smaller side table or a narrow entryway console without overwhelming the available surface. ZZ plant, botanically Zamioculca zamiifolia, offers a similarly architectural silhouette with its glossy, dark green, symmetrically arranged leaflets growing along gracefully arching stems. And its naturally polished, almost artificial-looking sheen genuinely suits a sleek, modern interior in a way that a more textured, matte-leaved plant simply cannot replicate. Because ZZ plant also tolerates lower light conditions remarkably well, it works beautifully in the kind of clean, uncluttered interior spaces that sometimes prioritize architectural lighting design over maximizing natural daylight. A genuinely practical advantage for minimalist homes that often favor large, unobstructed windows left completely bare rather than filled with plants competing for that light. Ponytail palm, technically Beaucarnea recurvata, and not a true palm at all despite the common name, brings a genuinely sculptural, almost sparse elegance to minimalist spaces, with a distinctive swollen, bulbous base tapering upward into a single slender trunk topped with a graceful cascade of long, thin leaves. This unusual silhouette reads as genuinely artistic rather than simply plant-like. And a mature specimen displayed alone in a simple, neutral-toned container becomes an obvious focal point precisely because there is nothing else nearby competing for the eye's attention. Ghost plant, Graptoptalum periguiens, offers a genuinely different but equally minimalist-friendly aesthetic through its pale, dusty, almost translucent blue-gray rosettes that seem to glow softly under the right lighting conditions. This muted, nearly monochromatic coloring pairs beautifully with the neutral gray, white, and black palettes so common in minimalist interior design, avoiding the visual competition that a more vibrantly colored plant might introduce into an otherwise carefully restrained color scheme. Aloe Vera and various upright aloe hybrids bring genuinely clean, structural lines in a slightly softer, more rounded form than the rigid geometry of snake plant, with thick, fleshy leaves radiating outward in a naturally symmetrical rosette pattern that feels organized and intentional rather than sprawling or wild. a single aloe positioned in a simple, unadorned concrete or matte ceramic planter genuinely captures that essential minimalist balance between organic, living form, and architectural restraint. Jade plant, Crassula ovata, particularly older, more mature specimens with visible woody trunks and branching structure, offers a genuinely tree-like sculptural quality that suits minimalist spaces looking for a slightly larger, more substantial focal specimen than a smaller rosette-forming succulent alone could provide. The rounded, glossy leaves and naturally symmetrical branching pattern read as calm and orderly rather than wild or overgrown, particularly when the plant receives occasional light pruning to maintain that clean, intentional shape over time. Jade plants also happen to be genuinely long-lived, often surviving for decades under consistent care, which pairs naturally with the minimalist design philosophy of investing in fewer, higher quality pieces meant to last rather than frequently rotating through trendier, shorter-lived purchases. Pilea peperomioides, sometimes affectionately called the Chinese money plant or pancake plant, occupies a slightly different but genuinely complementary role in a minimalist plant collection. Since although it is not technically a true succulent, its thick, round, coin-shaped leaves and clean, uncluttered growth habits share so much visual language with true succulents that it fits naturally alongside them in a minimalist styling scheme. Its simple, almost graphic leaf shape reads as genuinely modern and pairs beautifully with the more traditionally succulent silhouettes on this list, offering just enough variety to keep a minimalist collection from feeling repetitive while still respecting the same essential design principles of clean lines and restrained form. Beyond individual plant selection, styling principles matter just as much as choosing the right varieties in the first place when building a genuinely minimalist, succulent display. Restraint in quantity represents perhaps the single most important principle here, and this runs directly counter to the instinct many plant enthusiasts naturally have to collect and display as many varieties as possible. A minimalist home genuinely benefits from fewer, more carefully chosen specimens rather than an abundant collection, and resisting the urge to fill every available surface with a plant, leaving some surfaces and corners genuinely empty and unadorned, is precisely what allows the plants you do choose to display to actually read as intentional focal points rather than simply part of a busier overall collection. Scale and proportion deserve genuine thought too, since a minimalist room's typically larger areas of open, uncluttered space actually call for a plant with enough physical presence to hold its own visually within that generous negative space, rather than a tiny specimen that reads as lost or insignificant within a large, sparse room. A larger jade plant, a substantial snake plant with several tall leaves, or a genuinely mature ponytail palm often suits a spacious, minimalist living area considerably better than a small, single succulent that simply cannot generate enough visual weight to anchor the space on its own, while a smaller side table or a narrow floating shelf calls for a correspondingly more modest specimen, scaled appropriately to that smaller surface. Container choice deserves equally careful, restrained consideration. Simple geometric shapes, cylinders, cubes, and clean tapered forms, in neutral, matte finishes like unglazed concrete, matte black or white ceramic, or raw, unfinished terracotta, generally suit minimalist styling far better than ornately patterned, brightly colored, or heavily textured containers that would compete visually with the clean lines of the plant itself. Consistency in container material and finish across multiple plants displayed in the same general space also reinforces that sense of intentional, cohesive design, rather than mixing several dramatically different container styles that might each look fine individually, but collectively read as visually disorganized. Placement and negative space genuinely deserve as much thoughtful attention as the plants and containers themselves. A single striking specimen positioned alone on an otherwise empty shelf, side table, or windowsill corner, with genuine visual breathing room surrounding it, creates considerably more design impact than the same plant crowded among several others competing for the same limited space. This principle of deliberate negative space is fundamentally what separates minimalist styling from simply having fewer plants purely out of practical necessity. The empty space itself becomes a genuine, intentional design element rather than an oversight or afterthought. Positioning a single specimen slightly off-center within its available surface, rather than dead center, often reads as more visually dynamic and intentional too, echoing broader minimalist design principles around asymmetry and considered visual weight that apply just as readily to plant placement as they do to furniture arrangement or wall art within the same restrained aesthetic. One of the most common mistakes beginners make when trying to build a minimalist succulent display is choosing plants purely based on how unusual or visually interesting they look in isolation, without considering how that specific plant's form and color will actually read within the broader, restrained aesthetic of the room itself, sometimes resulting in a genuinely beautiful individual plant that nonetheless feels visually busy or out of place, once positioned within an otherwise clean, minimal space. Another frequent misstep involves choosing decorative, patterned, or brightly colored containers purely because they looked appealing at the store, without considering how that specific container's visual busyness competes with and ultimately undermines the clean lines of the plant itself, essentially working against the very aesthetic goal the plant selection was meant to support in the first place. A third common mistake involves simply accumulating too many plants over time without ever editing the overall collection back down, since even a home that started out genuinely minimalist can gradually drift into visual clutter, one appealing new plant purchase at a time, making periodic honest reassessment of your overall plant collection, removing or relocating pieces that no longer serve the room's intended restrained aesthetic. A genuinely useful habit for maintaining a minimalist look over the long term rather than only at the moment of initial styling. A genuinely useful pro tip for minimalist succulent styling involves choosing a single dominant plant silhouette, vertical and architectural like snake plant, rounded and symmetrical like jade plant or aloe, or sparse and sculptural like ponytail palm, and repeating that same general silhouette across the different plants you display throughout your home, rather than mixing dramatically different growth habits in every single room. This kind of intentional visual consistency across an entire home creates a cohesive design language that reads as considerably more sophisticated and deliberate than a collection of interesting but visually unrelated individual specimens, scattered somewhat randomly from room to room. Photographing each room's plant display and reviewing those photos together side by side, rather than judging each individual room only in isolation as you move through your home day to day, often reveals inconsistencies in silhouette or container style that are considerably harder to notice when experiencing each space one at a time in person. Regional and seasonal considerations still matter for minimalist succulent care, even though the primary focus of this particular topic leans heavily toward aesthetic and styling principles rather than growing conditions specifically, since minimalist interiors often favor large, unobstructed windows precisely for their clean architectural lines. Many homes built or renovated with this aesthetic in mind genuinely do offer excellent natural light for succulents, though homes relying more heavily on minimalist artificial lighting design rather than abundant natural daylight should lean toward the more shade-tolerant varieties on this list, snake plant and ZZ plant specifically, rather than more light-hungry options like aloe or jade plant that may struggle and stretch under insufficient illumination, regardless of how perfectly they suit the overall aesthetic on paper. Gardeners in northern states with genuinely shorter winter daylight hours should watch their light-hungry specimens a bit more closely during the darkest months, since even a plant chosen specifically for its clean, compact silhouette will eventually stretch and lose that carefully curated shape if light levels drop too low for too long, undermining the very aesthetic goal the plant was originally selected to support. Building a genuinely minimalist succulent display ultimately comes down to embracing restraint as a design principle in its own right, choosing fewer, more carefully considered plants with strong, intentional silhouettes, pairing them with simple, cohesive containers, and allowing genuine negative space to do just as much visual work as the plants themselves. This approach transforms succulents from simply another category of houseplant into genuine sculptural design elements that feel entirely at home within even the most carefully restrained, architecturally minded interior space. once you begin seeing your own plants through this more editorial, intentional lens, choosing quality and silhouette over sheer quantity, you may find that a home with far fewer plants than you once imagined ends up feeling considerably more curated, calm, and genuinely finished than a busier collection ever managed to achieve. If you love learning about seasonal flowering plants, vegetables, gardening tips, and nature care, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Nature Nurture Hub, your home for year-round garden inspiration. Let's keep growing together.